is Mickey Williams, and I'll be presenting my Problems 1C project for the London Interdisciplinary School of how can we regenerate Welsh deindustrialised town centres. Now, I'm stood in my hometown Llanelli, a town of 45,000 people situated on the South Wales coast. In the 18th and 19th century, it thrived from industrialisation, from the steel, the tin and the coal industry, eventually earning its nickname Tinopolis, exporting 90% of the world's tin. The 80s, the 90s and the noughties saw deindustrialisation, and with it, some may say, the correlational impact of the high street and the surrounding town centres. As a child growing up at Llanelli, I experienced the lack of pull from the town centre. My friends and families also. In 2017, Llanelli was ranked second to last in the Vitality Index of over 1,000 town centres. I believe that presenting a documentary to you, a visually based tool, is the best way to communicate my problem to you, as town centres and high streets are a place where people visually meet. I hope you enjoy my project. Thank you. Research of primary interviews and primary questionnaires was a question of governance and infrastructure. Llanelli Town Centre has a vacancy rate of 18%, 8% higher than the national average. Respondents I spoke to told me, 65% indeed, that they chose to only come here for occasional items and daily small items. It does seem the effect of Trostra, the out-of-town retail centre, has had a massive and drastic effect on footfall in this area. But surprisingly, an overwhelming number of people I spoke to believe that Trostra, the out-of-town retail centre, was a blessing to Llanelli, and they thought Llanelli Town Centre needed to diversify. Let's hear from one of my interviews.
Well, I suppose in answering that, you've got to think of Llanelli as almost two places now. You've got a town centre which is incredibly under pressure, the traditional town centre, and you've got a phenomenally successful, up to this point, out-of-town shopping centre. I mean, probably one of the most successful out-of-town shopping centres in South Wales, funnily enough. And it was a formula that a lot of previously kind of industrial towns had formulated and been quite successful. All of this was achieved at a cost, wasn't it? Which is the cost of the centre, and it's been a struggle for landowners and property owners in Llanelli to kind of make ends meet. There's been this exodus of first businesses and then inevitably footfall from the town centre.
I'm stood outside here, a unit to let. A unit to let that's been vacant for 12 years, ever since the new Eastgate development 12 years ago. Speaking to businesses and residents and through questionnaire material, one of the main things that I found out that the council is the biggest competitor of land and shops here in the town centre, buying up vacant and empty buildings, refurbishing them, providing new shopping spaces, only for them to turn out like this. Businesses and residents also told me that they felt they had a lack of voice in decision making, and they were invited around stakeholder meetings, but just thought the decision would be made anyway.
I think rehashing old ideas continuously in the town centre is ridiculous. Yeah. The town centre is suffering from, when we were in the European Union, they would have, the council gets money to run the town, and then would apply for grants continuously to do other things, so hence the cycle tracks that we have all over the place. Okay. because and we've had roundabouts with walls built on them. I suppose the council's view would be that we could have them or not have them.
Yeah.
It's not like we've used the money that we were going to build a school with
Yeah.
to put on our roundabout. There's money for roundabouts, there's money for cycle tracks. So they've tended to do that. So now they're on a policy of buying buildings in the town and converting them into shops in a town that doesn't need any more shops. In fact, the town could survive by being made half. If they were to pull half the town down, make that half car parking, it would regenerate the other aspects of the town, because the town needs to have different shops in it than it used to have. Perhaps it isn't going to have a supermarket anymore, but it's going to have 6 vape shops, because that's what's in the town. So there's a lot of things need to be looked at with the town. I don't think, and I think the current thinking again of the local authority is anchor store. Get the anchor store in, so try to attract in Odeon like they did into the Eastgate, and everything then will flood around it. That's all we're thinking.
Good, bad and ugly. 39% of respondents told me the reason that they wouldn't visit the town centre was because of the concentration of antisocial behaviour, subsequently giving it a rating of 4 out of 10. The presence of repeater shops, such as charity and betting shops, was also another prominent reason. So Lauren, what are your favourite parts of Llanelli?
My favourite parts of Llanelli are the beach and Llanelli House. I like Llanelli Beach because it's great for tourism and it doesn't cost any money to go there. I like Llanelli House because it's a staple of Llanelli heritage, and it's an ideal setting and location because it's in the middle of the town centre, so it's great to socialise there.
And do loads of people go to Llanelli House?
Yeah, it's quite popular. It'd be good if more people knew about it in the local area, but we do get a lot of tourism coming down from TripAdvisor and things like that.
Thank you. It's evident from Lauren that Llanelli, the surrounding area, boasts great local town assets, and thus can help with regeneration, such as Llanelli Beach, Park Howard. There's a strong heritage here in Llanelli. Carmarthenshire, the county we're living in here, gains £530 million to the local economy through tourism, and a 14% growth in visitor numbers from 2019. Bringing it up to 7 million last year. How can we regenerate deindustrialised Welsh town centres? Using its local assets, connecting them. But it should be noted, not one solution fits all. So, how can we regenerate Welsh deindustrialised town centres? Now, bearing in mind, I researched Llanelli, and Llanelli being one town of many in Wales. As I mentioned before, no one solution fits all. But some of the main issues cropped up were appearance. Llanelli has strong local assets, strong heritage, as suggested 54% of people in the questionnaire agreed, but also a dreary feeling. People rate Llanelli town centre 4 out of 10. And I think this carries on throughout towns and cities across Wales. Another prominent theme was infrastructure and governance. They felt that they didn't have a voice when it came to decision making. Vacancy rates are up 20%. Welsh towns and city centres need diversification, independent shops, a new thrive. So should it be out with the old and in with the new? People love out-of-town shopping centres, it seems here in Llanelli. It's been a blessing. So let's look to diversify in the town centre. I'm going to propose a few strategies through my research that I think may help. One of the strategies regards the appearance. All around Llanelli we can see problems surrounding us, broken glass and antisocial behaviour. One solution should be tech-based and utilising applications such as FutureFox. FutureFox allows you to browse through the website, actively participate in the decision-making process with the council, and I think this will bring the community together. We should also utilise local heritage, like the blue plaque behind me. Put up theatre productions such as the Theatre of Witnesses. This involves getting local people together, people whose issues we haven't heard, and once again bring the community together. Llanelli has benefited from the Business Improvement District, BIDS. They're national, helping to revive town centres across the UK. In recent months, the BID has successfully put on multiple theme days, but has struggled to turn that into regular footfall into the town centre. I propose a market stall, a market day, with thriving independent traders when they're here. On a Sunday, utilising the day that the local market, the market already here, is not in use. Therefore, not taking business away from them. I also propose, and would be a good idea, already using the £500 million of revenue that comes into this county of tourism, providing customer experience in the markets. The fishmonger could provide cocktails and champagne one day, eating areas, getting to know the produce, where it comes from. I think this is really important for Llanelli as it goes forward, utilising its heritage. And finally, town centres must diversify. They can't be repeater shops of out-of-town retail shopping centres. This is why I believe using the already vacant space here and vacant space across Wales, that bringing government organisations, government-affiliated organisations such as the NHS, GP services, or education, bringing young people back into the town centres and using the town as their campus. I believe these are ways that Llanelli can move forward.